Chop it, dice it, mix it, flip it, fry it. Enjoy it. Join Chef Fatima.
All the way from the State University of New York, put your hands together for Chef Eric. He's coming to tell us something about food safety. Are you clapping? All the way from, make a call him again, bless you, all the way from New York. That's not new, nya. Even if in dark, now New York. Let's clap in New York, clap for him, please. All the way from New York. We came together just like I came earlier. My flight came earlier than his flight.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chef Eric. Sorry, I'm going to be tempted to repeat what Chef Shine said earlier. Are we here for food? We're here for food. We're not for burial, right? Can I get a better reception? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Chef Fatima, the food is still getting closer. All right. Okay. Like I said, my name is Chef Eric. Yes, I work for a company called HM, and then we represent State University of New York Professional Certification in West Africa. And then we also run a school called Hospitality Business School. So privileged to stand here today, and simply because we're talking to persons who have so much information, so much knowledge, and also expect to get so much. But the topic we are discussing today is very, very important. Why? Because for whatever it is that you've done, here is very important. Am I correct? In the morning, you're going to have breakfast. If you skip breakfast, lunch you must have. If you skip lunch, your body will shake. You must go for dinner. Correct? Right. But I'm going to ask a question. Is it really true that there is hunger in the land? Are people really hungry? Yes. Are people really hungry? Yes. People are hungry all over the world. So that means the World Food Day theme is appropriate. Ending hunger by 2030. Well, it will be important to address the causes for hunger, such that we will not be chasing shadows. And basically there are three. One is lack of information on how to preserve and the safety of the food. First, in the hands of farmers. 40% of the food in Nigeria alone that is harvested goes to where? Landfills as waste. Another statistics also show that over $750 billion, not naira, $750 billion of food is wasted annually. So the question is, how is it that this could have been avoided? Very simple. Farmers need better information. They need better exposure to mechanized way of preserving food. And they also need better information on ensuring, or rather in ensuring that microbes do not necessarily go into food and get it spoiled. Because I'm going to ask you right now, if they say food is spoiled, they give you food and it's smelling. What has gone wrong with the food? Someone will say, I don't know. Really, you don't know. Because the thing that is causing the food to spoil, we cannot see them with our naked eyes. They are microbes. The more they grow, the more they stay, the more they destroy the food. And we say the food is bad, it's smelling, right? We throw it away. So, that is the first approach. That same first approach connects our homes, connects even the food that we also sell in the commercial area. So our home, for instance, people will say, I like eating leftover beans or leftover jollof rice. It tastes better. Are you one of them? I'm one of them. Or I used to be one of them. until I got the right information, I understand that that food has actually expired. Do you know food expires? Cooked food expires. Commercially speaking, after 4 hours, you say the food has expired. So if you're one of those who visit eateries and then they stack up microwaves, or you are the one that buy microwave to show off in your house, I'm a big boy, I have microwave. You are a poor man. You are eating poison. The truth is, after 4 hours, the amount of microbes, bacteria present in that food is over 400,000. And what your body, or rather recommended that your body should take, should not be more than 409,000 counts. So the more you get it, the more you eat poison. And what happens? You get sick. So commercially speaking, we say food expires after 4 hours from the time it was cooked. Why? We say commercially. But in your house, you can cook food. Especially the bachelors, right? Or the wives. You cook soup and you put it in the freezer. You go to work every day, you come back and warm it. But you say commercial, it expires 4 hours. Simple. Because in commercial, you are attending to who? Every group of person in the society. In fact, you have the most important persons, we call the most important persons, the highly susceptible people to being sick. And these ones are very pregnant women, very young children, sick people, very elderly. All of these ones, their immune system is too low. They are already managing themselves. So giving them food that will exacerbate their sickness or cause them to go back to hospital or affect their little immunity, you're sending them to early grave. So because of that, commercially speaking, we say after 4 hours, it's not. So if you go to eateries or go to restaurants where they say, oh, the food is cold, but we'll make it warm. What do you do from such restaurant? Run. Don't patronize them anymore. The food has expired. In our homes, we cook food like we said earlier because we work. We cook food and put it in the freezer. But I'm going to ask you, especially for the female folks, you find out that when your parents brought you up and you find them, particularly your mom, cooking soup, and they said, leave the cover open, right? Allow it to cool down before you cover. I've asked several women, why? I said, my mama teach me, because your mom does not have the scientific explanation behind that. But there's so much science in that. If you cook food and it's hot, you cover it and you put it in the fridge, it will get spoiled easily. Why? Because of the temperature zone on each end. Very hot and very cold. And bacteria will grow. I'm not going to go too deep into the explanation, which is danger zone. But bacteria grows geometrically. So to say, open it. But even at that, it's not as if it's the best, but it is the closest to it. Now you open it, aroma, flavor, everything is going. So what do? You quickly put it in the freezer and then get the food safe. The other one we'll talk about is greed. Greed. Remember we said 3 reasons why we have hunger. The second one is greed. Greed, how do I mean? Simply, you go to market, you find out that, oh, this thing is cheap. You have the money. You price it and buy everything off. And you get to your home, you're not going to preserve it. What happened? The food gets spoiled. The next thing is going where? Into the landfill. And because you have money to buy large volume, the person who doesn't have money that wants to buy little, they say, madam, hold on, let me sell to my customer first. And the customer will not finish the food. Most times he doesn't have people in the home. For those that have people in the home to eat the food, do not have money to buy it. So that contributes to hunger. The other one is our ability to actually eat well. You find out that the cheapest or the best things in life are cheap. What are the kind of food that we actually need to eat to stay healthy? You have very cheap food on the road, fruits and all of that. That's what we need. But the day you feel that, oh, I have worked very well, you want to give yourself a treat, where do you go? You go to places to go and spend money, right? Spend 30, 40, 50,000 there. But what are you actually eating? Chaff. So hunger is not really in the essence of hunger available. What is available? It's man's lack of information to be able to treat the food well and keep it safe. Second one is greed. And the third one is that we don't even know what we need to eat. everybody who hits the road. What are you going for? We're going to hustle. What do you need money for? I want to share and make money. At the end of the day, you find out that you're only walking against the traffic. So the theme of this year, World Food Day, Ending Hunger by 2030, should begin with getting the right information so that we can do the right thing. I'm going to stop here. You can go further, learn, meet Chef Fatima, and perhaps if you're on LinkedIn, you can connect with me, and right there you can ask more questions, and then we'll continue to discuss this. The point is, hunger has no business with man, because God has not made man to be hungry. Thank you.
Wow, can you clap?